Welcome back to PSC Tech Bytes. This week I want to talk with you about a functionality which is available in Microsoft Graph and which allows us to get the preview of a document of any supported document type, like for example Word, Excel, PowerPoint, for documents stored in OneDrive for Business and SharePoint Online. When you get the preview of a document, you can even configure the page that you want to see as the starting page of the preview, as well as eventually the zoom level of your preview. When you get a preview, you get back the URL that you can embed in your own custom solutions, and this URL will also include a temporary 5-minute access token so that you will not need to have authentication against Office 365 in the app where you embed the URL. You will simply need to get an access token with proper permissions, as you can see on this slide, like files read, files read and write, in order to get the URL that then you will embed in your application. So let me switch to the demo environment and let me show you how to use this API. So this is the API that we have in Microsoft Graph for a Drive item, and the API is called Preview. And in order to access this API, you simply need to target an item, a OneDrive or item, which can be, as I said, a file stored in OneDrive for Business or in SharePoint Online. And you need to call the preview endpoint. In the preview endpoint, you can also provide the page number and the zoom level, and you will get back a get URL and a post URL with a set of post parameters for the post URL. Those post parameters will have to be included in the body of the post request that you will make. So just for the sake of testing this functionality, let's say that we have this SharePoint Online site in which under the Documents folder I have a PowerPoint file, which is this one, a company overview document, sample document. So let me switch to the Graph Explorer, and first of all I will connect using the Site API to my target site. And I will say /site version v1.0 of the API, of the Graph API. I will provide the tenant name and the relative URL of my site collection, so that I can get the unique ID of my site collection, which I can use to access the site collection by ID and to get access to the root folder of the drive of my site collection, which is the shared document. In there, I have the children items, and I can see that I have my contoso_report pptx file, and I have the ID of that file, so that I can say that in my drive, in the items, I want to get that specific item. And I want to get the preview of my target item. In order to call this API, I need to make a post request. So let me select post and let me run this request. And I will get back a JSON response, which will include a get URL and eventually a post URL with a set of post parameters. By copying the get URL, I will be able to access the preview of my document in my browser. And as you can see in the URL, there is an access token query string parameter, which will include a temporary access token which will be valid for 5 minutes, so that I can even use, for example, an incognito browsing session, and still using the same URL, I will be able to access the preview of my document for up to 5 minutes since when I requested the preview URL to the Microsoft Graph. This is really powerful and useful whenever you want to embed in your own custom web or non-web solutions the preview of a document that you have in OneDrive for Business or in SharePoint Online. As usual, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it useful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.